Amelia Warner speaks out for the first time, why I forgave Jamie Dornan, and why Dakota can't. Rainy days in London always smell of beginnings and endings. Amelia Warner walked into the small studio, her brown hair tied back, her beige sweater casual. In front of her, the reporter was sorting through papers, preparing for the interview every newspaper had been waiting for. Amelia Warner speaks for the first time about her tumultuous marriage to Jamie Dornan. She sat down, swirling her teacup. On the table was a family photo, 3 pretty little faces and a man she had loved for almost half her life. The reporter turned on the recorder. Thank you for accepting, Amelia. It's been over a year since it all happened. Are you ready to tell me why you forgive Jamie? Amelia smiled. It wasn't perfect, but it was genuine. No one was ready for such a question. But maybe it was time. Outside, the rain fell on the window pane, creating long, blurry lines, like memories flowing back to the past. The broken days. Amelia remembered that morning clearly. The news flooded the internet. Jamie Dornan had an accident in Malibu. Dakota Johnson was by his side that night. The newspapers, the photos, the rumors, everything came pouring in like a storm. Amelia didn't cry right away. She just sat there silently, staring at the bright screen, her heart beating so fast it felt like it was about to burst. She knew that in the world of cinema, between two people sharing too many emotions, the line between acting and real was sometimes as thin as a thread. But she didn't expect that thread to cause the whole family to almost fall apart. In the days that followed, she and Jamie barely spoke to each other. He returned from the hospital, his eyes tired, his face full of regret. He could only say one sentence, "I'm sorry." Amelia was silent. Because sometimes, apologies are no longer enough. She looked at him, the man who was everything, who held her hand through the most brilliant years, and realized that they were in 2 different worlds. When in love, it takes courage to forgive. Back in the studio, Amelia raised her head, her voice soft but steady. People think I forgive because I am weak, because I am afraid of losing him. No. I forgive because I understand that sometimes love does not mean possessing. The reporter was a little stunned. Aren't you angry? After all? Yes, I was angry. I cried. I wanted to leave. But then one day, I saw my 2 children drawing. They were drawing the family, and Jamie was still there. I understand, there are wounds that if dug deeper, will hurt more innocent people. She paused, her eyes filled with tears. Forgiveness is not forgetting. Forgiveness is learning to live with what once caused you pain. Her voice was as soft as the rain outside the window, but there was a strange strength in it, the kind of strength that only comes from those who have fallen and still choose to stand up. Dakota, the one who cannot forgive. Halfway around the world, Dakota Johnson was sitting in another interview. She smiled, the same eyes, deep and gentle. But when the reporter asked, "Do you ever think you should forget Jamie Dornan?" Dakota was silent. After a while, she replied, "I'm not good at forgetting. And maybe, I'm not good at forgiving either." Forgive who? For him? Or for myself? She smiled sadly. Maybe, both. After the accident, after the rumors, Dakota disappeared from Hollywood for a while. She traveled everywhere, trying to forget the image of the man she was never allowed to love publicly. But what tormented her the most was not that he left, but that she had never truly hated him. He returned to his family, that was the right thing to do. But for me, the right thing was to learn to live with that feeling of loss. I cannot forgive, because I never wanted to lie to myself that I was not in pain. The reporter lowered her head, not daring to ask further. Dakota looked out the window, the sky was blue, the sun was bright yellow. But in her eyes, there was a different color, quiet, vast, and sad like the void after laughter.